Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Malik and you're watching me on my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will discuss a next assignment of Pearson that is related to chapter 2. And today assignment name is just it's Exp25 Excel chapter 2 ML1 Catherine's Coffee Shop Weekly Payroll Instruction Docs. So we just change its color so it must be visible to everyone. So in today assignment today video we will discuss this assignment step by step. So before going to solve this assignment, let me move toward whole assignment. How many points we have in today assignment? So in today assignment we have just 10 questions. Okay, so let me start today assignment step by step. You may follow me and you will get A grade 100% marks. Here is the project description. So you have been hired as the new manager of Catherine's coffee shop. As a part of your responsibilities, you will be calculating weekly payroll. Okay. Then the previous manager developed a partial worksheet, but you will enter formulas to calculate a regular pay, overtime pay, gross pay, taxable pay, withholding tax, FICA and net pay. So we have to work on this one. Okay, then in addition you want to include total pay, use absolute total pay, sorry, to include total pay columns, then calculate some basic possibilities. Okay, then create an employee lookup section. As you constructed formulas, make sure use absolute, relative and mix cell reference correctly in formulas. So all these are project description. We have to read this description carefully, then we can get idea that what we have in today assignment and how we have to solve that one. So remember that we are solving Exp25 Excel chapter 2 ML1 Catherine's coffee shop weekly payroll. Okay, and here is project description that we have already discussed. In after reading instruction, the project description, we get idea that we have to find or calculate regular pay, overtime pay, gross pay, taxable pay, withholding tax, FICA and net pay. Then in addition, you want to include total pay column, calculate some basis stats and create an employee lookup section. As you construct formulas, make sure use absolute, relative and mix cell reference. So now I'm just moving toward instruction part and we will solve this assignment step by step. You may follow me and you will get A grade 100% marks. Steps to perform. Then here is instructions. So from here, start Excel, then download and open file, this one. Then grader has automatically added your last name to the beginning of file name. First we have to open our solution file. We got that solution file. You may see our name is there already added. So we have to open the solution file. It is just getting opening. Okay, then first part is done, in which we have to open our Excel sheet, or we call a solution sheet. Now we are moving toward question number 2. In question number 2, what we have to do, we have to read instruction first carefully. Use a function to calculate the regular pay, overtime pay in column E and F based on use a function. Sorry, there is some problem, so we have to start from here again. So here, use a function to calculate regular pay, overtime pay in column E and F based on regular 40 hours weekly. Be sure to use appreciate, absolute, or mixed cell or reference. Okay, now after reading two lines, we get idea that we have to move toward column E. Here we have to work regular pay, then overtime pay. Okay, we have to calculate these both values. Then we have to use if function there. Okay, then pay overtime only for overtime hours. Note employers receive 1.5 their hourly wage for overtime work. Okay. Then calculate the gross pay in cell G5 based on your regular and overtime pay. Then sponsor regular pay is this one. Okay. Then with 5 overtime hours, sponsor overtime pay will be this one. Answer is already available. Okay. These are the answers. So after reading instruction of question number 2, we get idea that we have to use a function to calculate regular and overtime pay that is in column E and F. So first we have to move toward column E here. Here we use if function. Then what is the condition? If regular pay or okay, then we have to work on a regular pay or okay. Be sure to use appreciate absolute. So now we have to work on there if this is our work. Okay, so we have to select this. If this is less than or equal to 40, then we have to based on 40 or be sure to use absolute reference mixed reference overtime pay for overtime hours. Okay, if this is this one, then we have to multiply this with this. Okay, else if there is some hours available for extra time, then what we have to do for that, we have to then we simply multiply 40 by this C5. Okay, then simply close parentheses and press enter and we get a result. Okay, so now you may compare this result with this one. So we are just going exactly 100%. Okay, you may see the regular and overtime pay exception is regular pay is 440. Yes, 440. So we are just going exactly 100% right. Then what we have to do now, we have to move to their overtime pay. Okay, now we have to find overtime pay. So for overtime, what we have to do, we have to again use the function if our work is greater than or equal to 40, then this one multiply by this one. Yes, then okay, so if d5 is greater than or equal to 40, then we have to d5 minus 40 multiply by c5, and then there is a rate for overtime. Here we have to give that absolute reference, then make that absolute, so it must be absolute. Okay, so now close parentheses and we will get answer. Now you may compare this answer with this one. Yes, so we are now going exactly 100% right. Yes, so question number 2 is done. In question number 2, after reading instruction, we get idea that we have to use if function to calculate regular pay and overtime pay in column E and F based on regular 40 hours worksheet. So be sure to use appreciate, absolute, or mixed cell reference. Pay overtime only for overtime hours. So we just read instruction carefully, then we can able to solve part E, column E, or we call that question number 2 part A and B. In part A we have to work on regular pay and there we use a function. Then we just move toward part B of question number 2. There we have to find overtime pay, okay, and we have find now. Now after solving question number 2, now we are moving toward question number 3. So in question number 3, what we have to do, we have to read instruction carefully, then we will solve, okay. Create a formula in cell H5 to calculate a taxable pay. So first we have to move toward H5 here. Then we have to find that taxable P. How can we have to find? We have to multiply the number of dependents by deduction per dependent, and then we have to multiply number of dependent. Here we put equal, where is a number of dependent here, this one, multiply by deduction per dependent. Where is a deduction per dependent? We have to find that deduction per dependent is where. Here is the deduction per dependent. Click on there. Okay. Then subtract that from gross pay. Now we have to subtract that from gross pay. So we just make that close parenthesis. Subtract from gross pay. Where is gross pay? Here is gross pay. Okay. Then simply press OK. With two dependent percent taxable pay is 422. So now we have to find this one. Okay, gross pay will be this one and this one. Okay, now you may compare this one with this one, so we get answer. Okay, and there is some problem with formula. We just subtract that one from here and get result. Okay, now you may compare this result with this one. So we are just going exactly same. So it means that we are just going exactly 100% same. So in question number 3, what we have to do, we have to create a formula in cell H5 to calculate taxable pay. And how can we find taxable pay? For that we have to multiply number of dependents by deduction per dependent. After multiply, then that result we have to subtract that result from gross pay. Now you may compare this one. Okay, here we just first multiply both, then we have to subtract that from G5 gross pay. Okay, so question number 3 is done. Now we are moving toward question number 4. In question number 4, what we have to do, we have to insert VLOOKUP function in cell H5. First we have to move towards cell H5. Sorry, H5 or I5, sorry. We have to move toward there, I5. And there we use VLOOKUP function. So VLOOKUP means we have to put equal, then we write VLOOKUP. Okay, now what value we have to pass to identify? Then calculate federal withholding tax with taxable pay 422.50. Okay, where is this one? Then sponsored tax rate 25% and withholding tax rate is 10563. The VLOOKUP function will return appreciate tax rate, which you must then multiply by taxable rate. Okay, so after reading instruction, we get ready that we have to use VLOOKUP function. Okay, so after reading instruction, we have put VLOOKUP formula here and we get a result. You may see, according to instruction, we just develop formula, insert VLOOKUP function in cell I5. We just move toward I5 and there we use VLOOKUP formula. Okay, then we have to calculate federal withholding tax with a taxable pay of 422.50. That's why we just focus on H5. Then there is sponsor rate 25% and withholding tax 105. The VLOOKUP function return appreciate tax rate. So we have to move toward there and we just select this taxable rate here, then 2 that will return second column mean this one, then 2. Then after that we have to read this line which you must then multiply by taxable pay. That's why we just multiply with H5. We can multiply H5 here or we can multiply H5 here, no problem. Okay, then simply press enter and get a result. Now you may compare this result with this one. Yeah, so we are just going exactly 100% same as according to instruction. So question number 4 is done. In question number 4 we have to insert VLOOKUP function in cell I5 to identify and calculate federal withholding tax with a taxable P of 422.50. Sponsor tax rate is 25% and withholding tax is 105.63. The VLOOKUP function return applicable tax rate, which you must then multiply by taxable rate. So after reading instruction, we just develop a formula and we get the result. Okay. So question number 4 is done. The same way we will solve question number 5 step by step. Okay. After solving question number 5, then we just move toward question number 6, 7 step by step. So you may see we have total 10 questions. Out of 10 questions, we have solved first 5 questions. Mean half of assignment is done from my side in today's video. Remember that we have solved Exp25, Excel, Chapter 2, ML1, Catherine's Coffee Shop Weekly Payroll. In short, we just discuss project description and then we get idea what we have to do in today's assignment. Then we move toward instruction and we have solved question number 1 where we have to open our Excel sheet that we have downloaded from Pearson. Then in question number 2 we have to use if function to calculate the regular pay and overtime pay that are in column E and F, okay, respectively. Then after that, then we move toward question number 3 where we have to create a formula in cell H5 to calculate taxable pay. Then multiply the number of dependents by deduction per dependent and then subtract the gross pay. With 2 dependents, sponsor taxable pay is this one. We just match this value with our sheet. Then after solving question number 3, then we move toward question number 4, and after reading instruction of question number 4 we get idea that we have to work on VLOOKUP function in cell H5 to calculate federal withholding tax. Then after reading instruction we get idea and we just develop VLOOKUP function and we calculate the values here. Then same way we discuss question number 5. Okay, so half of assignment is done from my side in today's video, but if you need complete solution for this file, for that you have to contact me on my WhatsApp number, on my email ID, on my Instagram ID. All links are available in video description as well as there in bottom of this video. You may see here is my WhatsApp number and here is my email ID. You may simply contact me. I am available. I will solve and you will get E grade 100% marks. Or remember that first you get the result of your assignment, then you pay me. In this way you will remain safe from scammer and your result will be E grade 100% marks. And your file will be ready in next 1 hour. Maximum I will take 1 hour to complete your file. You may also contact me for full course deal. Our deal will be reasonable in price and your marks will be 100%. Remember that I am also expert of other courses just like mathematics, stats, English writing, English literature writing, accounting, C++, Java, Linux, textbook project, quizzes, midterm exam, final exam. So whatever you need to help regarding your academic, you may simply contact me. I am available. I will solve and you will get E grade 100% marks. So we will meet soon with our next assignment. So for that you have to subscribe my channel so you can get every latest video from my side. Take care. Bye bye. Best of luck for your future. Meet soon with our next assignment.